Wiesbaden, Germany, the fitness center on Clay Kasern, Army Sergeant Russell Tuff, alongside Army Sergeant Lucas Hoskins. We have Senior Airman Victoria Seacrest. We'll get to her a little bit later in the game. It's the 2013 DoDDS Europe Tournament of Champions Basketball Championships. We are starting off what should hopefully be a great day of basketball at Division III. We have the Brussels Lady Brigands and the Bamberg Lady Barrons. Brussels finishing the season at 9-6. Bamberg, last year's champion, with a 38-29 victory over Roda. Had a bit of a down season, coming in at only 5-9. And Luke, both these teams actually had some interesting paths to actually get to where we are today.
They sure do. You know, played a lot of games over the last 3 or 4 days. Both teams went 3-1 in the preliminary rounds. And we caught up with Coach Mike Ellison of the Bamberg Lady Barons. And they had a rough one last night. They built up an early lead in the game, in the semifinal game against Interlic, which came in rated number 5, seeded number 5 rather, and built up a lead, but then due to some injuries and some foul trouble, had to finish the game with only 4 players on the court. And they are still out because of those injuries today, so they're going to be playing a couple players short. We'll see if they can stay out of foul trouble today.
Had a chance to talk to both coaches before the game. For Bamberg, Coach Mike Ellison saying keys to the game, he needs to limit turnovers and control the boards. Brussels, Coach Tim Como, who interestingly has only actually been coaching the team since December, keeping it a little bit more of a simple philosophy. He says they just need to be patient, slow things down, and do it their way.
That's usually the key to the game. If you can control the tempo of the game, you're usually going to have a leg up on whoever you might be playing.
In the middle of doing the starting lineups, we're going to get to the action in just a moment. Wanted to let you know that if you're unable to watch these games on the Pentagon channel, you can actually stream this live at our website. It's afneurope.net. We also have a nice little email account set up where you can interact with us through the course of the game. It's dodsbb2013@gmail.com. So please get a hold of us through the course of the game.
Let us know if you want to be part of the action. We'll read your email right over the air.
And hopefully, unlike a couple years ago when I was doing these games again, hopefully I don't have too many emails about name corrections. I do appreciate the feedback if I mess somebody's name up, and I apologize ahead of time.
Yeah, we try our hardest, but sometimes some of these names are just kind of hard to pronounce if you don't know them personally.
So as we mentioned, the first of 6 games in Wiesbaden here today. The last couple of days, really some exciting basketball. We saw a lot of close finishes over the last couple of days. Just finished up a great 3 hours of cheerleading here. Prior to this, you can feel the excitement in the air. This place was deafening, and it hasn't quieted off at all since we got the mats off the floor for cheerleading, and we're going into basketball here.
Right. Like you said, we had some close games. We talked a little bit about the semifinal match between the Lady Barons of Bamberg and Interlic last night, 31-30, down to the buzzer. And as I said, only had 4 players on the court for the Lady Barons at the end of the game. Brussels coming in on their Brussels was the top-seeded team coming into the tournament. And Alconbury last night gave them a run for their money, but just didn't quite have what it took. And Brussels took the game last night in the semifinals to advance to today's championship match.
For those of you unfamiliar with the schools, Bamberg, they're in the royal blue and yellow. Brussels, they're going to be wearing the blue and white uniforms for the day. So we've introduced both teams, and we're just waiting for tip-off here. Refs are getting ready. We'll get to the action in just a moment. If you're unfamiliar with high school basketball, well, quarters in the NBA, they're 12 minutes. College, you're playing 2 20-minute halves. High school, 8-minute quarters. So with a short amount of time, mistakes become that much more magnified. At this point in the season, both teams are going to need their mistakes for the day. And just about ready to go here with tip-off. Refs are ready.
Let's get this tournament underway.
And we're off and going in Wiesbaden.
Bamberg almost gets on the board first, puts it up again. Looks like Brussels going to take the rebound on that. Come down and see what they have for their first offensive
That's Ali
possession.
DeFazio playing point guard for Brussels.
Nails it. Really nice looking jumper there. That's Elisa Vitali.
Off on 3, rebound to Brussels. See if they can improve on this 2-0 lead.
Vitali, who scored the first basket there, just a junior and is actually from Brussels, Belgium originally. So
Brussels, a NATO school, or I'm sorry, not a NATO school, but
international.
NATO. And we were talking to the coach ahead of time. None of the parents for any of the players deployed off that side. For Bamberg, number 12, Kiama Lambert, her dad currently deployed. So
right.
We wish him the best of luck in getting home safely.
Hopefully he's got some time off. He can watch the game today.
Yeah, we'll see if we can track down Kiama's mom a little bit later in the game. I don't know if she's here or not. In talking to Coach Tim Como for Brussels early in the game, he was saying that he knows Bamberg is going to run a 3-2 defense, and we're seeing that early on. He was saying that look for us to try to run offense around the three-point line, kind of work the ball around the perimeter and see if we can get an inside shot as a way to break down the defense that that Bamberg is going to run.
Well, both teams seem to be taking a kind of a slow-paced, methodical approach to this game so far. Do you think that has anything to do with how many games they've had to play in the last couple days?
That and what we were talking about a few minutes ago, the injuries, players falling out, a lot of minutes played for both these teams over the course of the last couple days. Of course, both on small schools, not full benches like you might see with some of the larger schools around Europe.
That's another jumper for Elisa Vitali. She is just heating up here in this first quarter of play. 4-2 now for the Lady Brigands of Brussels.
And you can see early on Bamberg trying to work the ball down low to Dominique Lamons. Gets Brussels to foul her, and so we'll see if she can pick up 2 from the charity stripe here.
Misses on the first one.
Dominique missed on both of those. She was, however, the one to grab we'll call it the winning rebound in their game yesterday and held on as time expired, and they got the 1-point victory.
Brussels on the boards. Got a steal and a fast break.
Opportunity here. Fast break opportunity for Bamberg. They just couldn't take advantage of the situation there. And the ball back to Brussels. Just over 3 minutes into the game here. It's a 4-2 lead for Brussels. Game 1 of what is going to be 6 games worth of basketball that we're going to play in Wiesbaden today.
Something I found interesting is the Brussels school only has 90 students enrolled. And so for them to get this many players, make it to this level of play, I think was really impressive for the Lady Brigands of Brussels. Of course, Division III being the smaller sized schools in DoDDS. Back out to DeFazio. First miss of the night.
That was Elisa Vitale with the miss on that open shot on the baseline there. Elisa, 5'8" guard, out of Brussels, Belgium.
Owns all 4 points for the Lady Brigands tonight so far.
And we're seeing early on exactly what Coach Como was talking about. Let's just be patient and try to break down the 3-2 defense that Bamberg is going to run. A lot of passes around the perimeter, trying to find that open shot on the baseline.
The referee's having a little discussion. Small break in the action here. Let's see what they have to say.
Bamberg, of course, defending champion. Beat Rhoda last year 38-29 to take home the Division III title.
Came in seated only third.
Looks like we had a technical foul situation. Brussels shooting the technical free throw here.
It's their point guard, Ali DeFazio, shooting for him. Makes good on the second attempt.
While we have a break in the action, just want to thank those of you watching worldwide on AFN's The Pentagon channel.
If you can't catch us on the Pentagon channel, you can always stream us live over the internet at our website, afneurope.net.
Nice inside pass there from Brussels, and that's Anya Shelton with the bucket.
Brings it to 7-2, just under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
And Luke, we're seeing out of Bamberg a lot of what we saw from them in watching them yesterday, trying to work that ball down low to Dominique.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been going to her almost every possession here to start this game off.
If you can get it down there, I think she's pretty money from inside the paint. But again, both teams really strong defenses from what I'm seeing, and it's going to be a lot harder to get that ball down there than what it may have been against some of the earlier teams.
Our first time out in the action today, Brussels up 7-2 over Bamberg. We're about halfway through this first quarter. Division III girls basketball here in Wiesbaden. I have to tell you, Luke, this is this facility here in Wiesbaden. This is really a great facility. I'm coming from Heidelberg. I know there's only an hour drive, but I've never actually been up here before, and this is a great place to have high school basketball.
It's a great place to have high school anything. I was here just last weekend for the wrestling championships, and they really set it up nice.
Anya Shelton back-to-back baskets there for Brussels. There's Ali running the break. And they're slowing things down. See what they can do with it here.
Jump ball.
And they're going to award possession to Bamberg.
Looks like we minor technical difficulty with the ball stuck on the backboard. Nice shot, ref.
I'll tell you what, Luke, that actually happened to me in the gym a couple weeks ago. I didn't have another ball, so I had to take off one of my shoes and use my shoe to get the ball down from the hoop in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do because I don't think I can jump high enough to reach it. after their shooter. Vitali just off this time.
And that's Elisa Vital, and that's the second or third time you've seen her get a nice open 15-foot jumper. She just hasn't been able to get the shot to go down, but they're finding holes in that Bamberg defense for her.
Fast break opportunity. Lays it in for 2.
Bamberg thinking it was an over and back situation with the possession going to go to Brussels. Brussels heads up play on them. They took advantage of the situation.
That was point guard Ali DeFazio. Just a junior this year.
Anya Shelton, we're seeing her pretty active in the early going here for Brussels. Looks like a foul on the floor. Take the ball out of bounds. Brussels an 11-2 lead over Bamberg in the early going here. And it looks like we're going to go down to Victoria. She's got an interview on the sidelines. Take it away, Victoria.
I'm down courtside joined with Lee. She is the mother of the point guard, number 10 for Brussels, Allie. And how is the team doing so far?
They are doing really great. They've been working so hard for this. We had a change in coach early in the season, and the girls have really come together. They're all best friends, and they're just excited to be here.
That's great. And now, how long did it take you to get here from Brussels?
It's about a 3.5-hour drive, and we all took off work for the week, and we all came down. We're staying in the same hotel, all the parents, and we've made all the girls' games and all the boys' games.
How important do you think it is for the players to have their parents at the games?
Well, my daughter would like me to be a little quieter in the stands, but they feel the support. Our school is so small, there's only about 80 kids in the whole high school. So up in the stands are not only parents, but the soccer coach for the soccer team in the spring, their cross-country coach is there, so it's really important to have all the fans and parents for them.
Well, thank you for coming in here today, and good luck to your daughter.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Victoria. Luke, I can't even imagine 80, 90-something people. I had almost 4,000 people in my high school. I cannot imagine that small of a number.
My graduating class, I believe, just my grade, I think we had 350.
Had about 800 in my graduating class.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. While we were down to Victoria there, Brussels, another basket. They've improved the lead to 11 now. They're up 13-2. About a minute and a half left in this first quarter. And I don't want to say that there's a direct correlation, but I think you can put a lot of this early deficit on Bamberg on the fact that they're down a couple players on the team.
Not just a couple players, a couple starters. What I'm seeing with Brussels, though, is, Coach Tim Como said patience was the key to their game. But as they build momentum, I'm seeing the pace of the game just gradually pick up. And I think that's what he wants from them.
Some good defense on Brussels, forcing Bamberg into a traveling situation. Ball back over to Brussels. And on your TV over on your left side, again, you can see number 5, Elisa Vital. They didn't get her the ball, but you can see how open she's been, and that's the same spot she's been at this entire first quarter.
I'm kind of surprised they're not respecting her jump shot more. She's missed a couple, but she did have the first 4 points of the game. Just nailed a couple shots.
And that's Crystal Javier with the board and putback right there. Bring the lead to 16-2. We're under a minute in this first quarter.
Javier, the lone senior on the Brussels team, so it looks like they're going to be bringing back a lot of talent next year.
Trying to find Dominique down low.
Back and forth around the perimeter. Now they go. Can't quite get a handle on it.
Just couldn't quite get the position down on the lower block on that time. About 17.5 seconds left in this first quarter. Brussels up 15-2. See what Bamberg can do with this. Well, I was getting ready to say what might be this last possession of the first quarter, and then we have a whistle.
See if they get a shot off here.
Good defense on the part of Brussels there, denying Bamberg a chance at 3-point opportunity at the end of the first quarter.
It's going to wrap up the first quarter. Score looks like right now the Brussels Lady Brigands 15 and the Bamberg Lady Barrons 2. We'll be back in just a moment with this live broadcast from Wiesbaden, Germany. AFN is broadcasting. I'm sorry.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know.
I was utterly amazed at the opportunity I had to present my love for my country to all those thousands of soldiers. It reminds me of the time that I joined and the fact that I volunteered to do this for my country. Operation Solemn Promise recreated for me those initial feelings I had when I decided to join the military.
It's a reminder of why we serve, and I say it's refreshing. It's a refresher to everyone, to our core of why we're here and what we do. We're not just a 9-to-5 civilian job. We're doing different oaths for the same mission, for the same purpose, to serve our country. It was an emotional day, and it was very refreshing to why I serve and why I love working for the Army still as a civilian.
And welcome back to Wiesbaden. It's the 2013 Dodge Europe Tournament Champions Basketball Championship. Game number 1 of what is 6 basketball games today. It's the Division III girls game between Bamberg and Brussels. Bamberg, the defending champion in this division, 38-29 over Roda last year. But they're in quite a bit of a hole after that first quarter, down at 15-2, Luke.
They sure are. Brussels really bringing the heat. They made some really nice jump shots, and like I said, only one senior on the Lady Brigands team this year, so they're going to be bringing back a lot of these players next year. Looks like Crystal Javier on the line. Makes the second one.
Brussels, they were 7-6 in their region, 9-6 overall. Bamberg this season, 5-9.
And both teams in the preliminary rounds of this tournament, 3-1. To make it this far. So played 4 games in the last 48, 72 hours.
Yeah, Bamberg squeaking by with a 31-30 victory yesterday, a game we were here watching. And despite the high amount of turnovers, it was actually a very exciting game to watch.
It sure is.
Talked to Coach Mike Elson, who coaches Bamberg, before the game. He was telling us keys to the game: limit turnovers and control the boards. After that first quarter, not really a great disparity between turnovers between either team. Pretty equal on the rebounds as well. It's just coming down to right now, making those shots. That's the difference at this point.
They're pretty even on rebounds. They're pretty even on turnovers. It's just a matter of putting the ball in the hoop. See if she looks to slow it down here.
Well, that was Hannah Sanders trying to catch the pass over there on the baseline. That's the same spot that Ali DeFazio has been lining up, or was in during the first quarter.
Fazio's going to take the ball out. Let's slow things down a little bit.
So you can see that Coach Como for Brussels, when he was saying we just need to be patient and we know that they're running a 3-2 defense, yeah, he really studied up on the game film coming into this.
Sure did. Just off on the jumper, but we get the rebound. Looked like that ball might have touched the baseline, but no call.
Nice attempt on the save there, just couldn't quite keep it in.
Looks like right now we're going to take it down to the floor to our field reporter, Senior Airman Victoria Sechrist. Victoria, what do you have for us?
I'm down courtside with Simone and Sydney, two Bamberg supporters. And now tell me, why are you supporting Bamberg today?
Just because we lost to them, and I feel like they deserve the win more than Brussels does, so supporting Bamberg.
All right, and how do you think they're doing so far?
Right now, they're not doing so well, but we still have lots of spirit from them. We really want them to win. Like, so bad. They need a win right now. That's how I feel right now.
All right, well, thank you for coming down here and joining me, and good luck to Bamberg for you both. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Victoria. Brussels with a 16-2 lead. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left in this second quarter. Division III Girls Championship game here in Wiesbaden, Germany. I want to thank you for watching on AFN's The Pentagon channel. If you're not able to watch that way, streaming live on our website, afneurope.net. We thank all you for tuning in worldwide. Army Sergeant Russell Tiff alongside Army Sergeant Lucas Hoskins will bring you the action on this first game. And that lead grows to 15, Luke, and if you go back and you look at the schedule, the last regular season game that Brussels played walked off with a 20-point victory over Baumholder, 36-16, so they're no stranger to a big lead.
Yeah, but it's one of those deals where at any given time, a couple injuries, couple of fouls, and you could end up in a situation like what Bamberg was last night, where they built up a big lead and had to fight it off at the end of the game.
Yeah, we saw Ali there with the one-man fast break attempt, couldn't come up with a bucket. She was the one really instrumental in leading their team to victory yesterday. Timeout in the action, 18-3, Brussels over Bamberg.
We'll be right back after a short break here on AFN's, where we're serving America's best.
Military Moms, an online community. Log on, sign up, and join in. It's full of tips, tricks, and info if you're moving, new to the community, are a new parent, and much more. You can join the blogs and forums and help answer other people's questions too. Sign up today.
And welcome back inside the Fitness Center, Wiesbaden, Germany. Game 1 of 6 basketball games today. It's the 2013 DoDDS Europe Tournament of Champions. At the moment, Brussels with a 15-point lead over Bamberg. About 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Bamberg finally able to get on to the board there after quite a hefty drought.
Looks like we have an email coming in here right now. Scott Rumery says he just wants to shout out to Brussels Lady Brigands. Way to go, Lady Brigands. The BAS pep band is rooting for you. Brigands cheerleaders are looking good. It's he's the music teacher there at Brussels. So Scott Rumery says good luck to the Lady Barrons, or excuse me, the Lady Brigands. It's a battle of the bees tonight. It really is.
And the email, I know it's not on the screen at the moment. I know our graphics guys will get it up momentarily. It's doddsbb2013@gmail.com if you'd like to interact with us through the course of the game. Brussels, 15-point lead, 20-5 at the moment.
Out to the top of the key. Just short on the jumper.
And you saw Kiama Lambert, number 12, just a moment ago. Her dad currently deployed to Afghanistan. We wish him the best of luck in coming home, and hopefully he's had an opportunity to get to a TV downrange and see the action today.
Looks like we have another timeout. Just under 4 minutes to play in the first half here. Looks like the Lady Brigands up 20-5 over the Lady Barrons of Bamberg. Again, if you want to interact with us and want to be part of our broadcast, go ahead and shoot us an email to doddsbb2013@gmail.com. And who knows, your email may get read over the internet.
You can also stream these games live. We're broadcasting on afneurope.net. Just for clarification for this game and the rest of the games today, if you're unfamiliar, the home team, they're going to be the ones in the white uniform. The road team, the quote-unquote road team, they're going to be the ones in the colored uniforms through the course of today. There's an up and down right there on Brussels. Ball back over to Bamberg. Couple of really nice efforts right there from Shalisa Lamons. Couple offensive rebounds, and you actually saw Dominique out there on the top of the key running point for a quick second in that setup.
It's like Nia Thomas, a 5'9" sophomore, originally from Rochester, New York. Gonna have her chance at 2 from the free throw line here.
You mentioned hometown just a second ago, Luke. I actually was flipping through all the rosters, all the teams yesterday. I got a little happy because I found a couple people from my neck of the woods in Indiana. I know that doesn't really mean much. It's just that sense of home.
We don't have too many basketball players where I'm from back in Iowa. There's a few, not too many though.
Fred Hoiberg, the mayor.
There you go.
That's the one I can think of. Turnover on the loose ball there. Brussels back at it. Still with that 15-point lead, 20-5, just over 3 minutes left in this first half.
Gets it inside. Can't make it go off the glass though.
And I'll tell you what, Luke, Brussels, they can't get too comfortable because we saw not only yesterday, but through the last couple of games, or last couple of days, excuse me, plenty of times where you thought teams had big leads and they were going to coast to an easy victory, and before you know it, it was tied or it came down to a last shot.
There was even a couple overtime games over the last couple of days, and so, 15 points may seem like a big lead, but in the blink of an eye, it can.
Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, if you're wanting to go back and check out any of the results, how we actually got to where we are today, our friends over at Stars and Stripes have done a fantastic job gathering the information and helping us out with everything today.
They sure have. If you're just joining our broadcast, we're live here in Wiesbaden, Germany for the 2013 DoDDS High School Tournament of Champions basketball tournament. Right now we're showing you the Division III girls game between the Brussels Lady Brigands and Bamberg Lady Barrons.
Dominique, her second trip to the foul line there, coming up with one. She's 1 for 4 from the charity stripes thus far. Traveling situation there on Brussels. Bamberg with possession.
I've seen a lot of traveling calls over the last couple of days. Is that common?
It kind of falls on how tight the refs are going to call the game. I've seen situations where at every level, and I'm talking high school, college, pro, you can get away with a lot. I've seen situations where the last couple days specifically, they've really been calling it tight.
Right, and I guess that's the important part is they've been really consistent. Officiating has really been good the last couple days here, and they've been very consistent with the way they're calling all the games.
I mean, I'm certainly not saying that the refs are getting the calls wrong, but I've seen a couple calls that have been questionable. I'll say that.
Yeah. Lady Brigands put it out of bounds, trying to get it out to Eliza Vital. Can't quite get a hold on it.
Ball back to Davina McNeil, number 31 for Bamberg. Open three there, and just one of those, no one's getting that rebound. For a good portion of this first half, we've been at about a 13, 14, 15-point lead. Currently sitting at a 14-point lead for Brussels, 20-6. Although as soon as I mentioned that, another turnover, ball back to Bamberg.
One thing I'm not seeing out of Bamberg down low is there's not a lot of motion. I think if they increase their movement maybe a little bit, that would make some more openings and be able to get the ball down low more often.
And we saw this yesterday, and I talked to Coach Elson about it this morning, where a good percentage of the game yesterday, they were trying to work it down low to Dominique, number 35, and you're seeing that here. Unfortunately, you're also seeing out of them, if they can't really find her on the low post, it seems like they're not really sure where to go.
Kind of hit a stalemate.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Barrons going to see if we can put some more points on the board here.
Good effort on Dominique's part there, just couldn't quite save it back in.
Going to put the ball back in the hand of the ever dangerous Ali DeFazio. As I said, just a junior this year, playing point guard for the Lady Brigands.
Ali there yesterday, leading scorer with 12 points. Got about 38 seconds left in the first half. Brussels with a 14-point lead, 20-6. Division III Girls Basketball Championship live from Wiesbaden, Germany. We're inside the fitness center. Beautiful Wiesbaden Army Airfield. Oh, we got an email in from Josh saying, thanks for the broadcast. I had to wake up at 5 a.m. in San Antonio, Texas, but cheering on my cousin, Eliza Vitale. Go Brussels. Josh, appreciate the email.
Thanks for watching, Josh.
About 17 seconds left on the clock here. See if Brussels can do anything with this. What might be the last possession of this first half. Dangerous inbound pass. They're lucky they didn't turn over there. Bamberg with an opportunity here with about 10 seconds left. Some porous defense there on Brussels. Bamberg able to get right down the lane, but traveling situation.
Get the ball down to their shooter. It's Eliza Fazio.
See if she gets it up. Just beats the first half buzzer to take that to a 21-6 lead for Brussels. Brussels pumped up. We'll see if that can carry over into the second half.
It's going to bring our final score of the half to 22-6 with the Brussels Lady Brigands on top of the Bamberg Lady Barrons going into halftime.
Russell Tuff alongside Lucas Hoskins. We have Victoria's Secrets roaming the sidelines for us through the course of this first game. Halftime of Game 1 of the Division III Girls Basketball Championship. Bamberg, defending champion, they're in a big hole at halftime, 22-6. They were on top 38-29 last year. So we'll see what kind of effort they can mount in the second half.
Yeah, it's got to be a little frustrating to make it this far, to travel this far, to do this well, and then be down two starters as the defending champion.
Yeah, really unfortunate with the timing of the injuries. Well, it looks like we're going to stay here in Wiesbaden. We'll give you some of the cheerleading action at halftime here. Recapping.
Looks like right now we're going to go down to our floor reporter, Victoria Seacrest. Victoria, who you have with us?
I'm down courtside, joined with Coach Como of the Brussels lady basketball team. And now, Coach, you came out of retirement to coach, is from what you were telling me before.
That's right. Yeah, I coached in the States in Atlanta area for about 30 years. And last 2 years ago, I retired. And I came over to visit a buddy of mine in Brussels, and we kind of hooked up, and I met the principal, and he had an opening. He said, hey, you want a job? And I thought, well, hey, why not? I'd like to live in Europe. Never been over here. So here I am.
For only coaching the girls for a few months, how does it feel to be in the finals?
Well, I don't know about them, but I'm excited, and they look like they are too. We are a small school of about 100, less than 100 kids, you know, and we know everybody. We know everyone. We know all the parents. It's a small community, you know, for NATO. And we are just, we're having a blast. Every time we go out and play, I said, just have fun. Just have fun. I don't care. Win, lose, or draw, we're together, right? You know, so we're having fun.
Well, those are great words, Coach. And now, how are you going to keep up this winning streak?
Well, this winning streak's got about, what, 2 quarters left, and we're done for the year. I'll tell you what's going to win the game. I tell these girls every time, it's defense. Defense wins these games, and we got defense. So hopefully, we'll keep it up.
All right, well, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Victoria. Looks like we're going to take a little break here for halftime. We want to thank you for watching our live broadcast from Wiesbaden, Germany. Right now we have Brussels over top of Bamberg, 22-6 at halftime. You're watching AFN. We're serving America's best, celebrating 70 years of broadcasting.